Good morning. I'd like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land here where we had a full-on fogged in this morning. The whole house was completely fogged in. It was surreal. It was lovely, but it's really, really humid right now. So that makes it a bit like, bleh. Anyway, it's a lovely day and the moon is in Cancer right now. We are getting ready for the full moon tomorrow in Cancer at 9:26 a.m. So nice and early. So we'll all be awake to feel it here in Australia. All right. But today we've got a couple of really nice things. But we've got that Sun trine Uranus exact today at 7 p.m. And then we've also just had the moon retrograding Cancer trine Neptune at that end degree of Pisces. So, I think maybe Mars has had a chance to ponder what he's going through and put it where it belongs. Like maybe some of that fog or delusion has been lifted. So let me just click a button because, yeah, good morning, Louise. Good morning, Dommy. Happy birthday, Dommy. Good morning, Jen. Dommy, you've still got that free reading. Let's do your birthday year ahead report. Just give me a message if you've got time. I would love to do that for you. All right, so like I was saying, so we've had that Mars trine Neptune. All right, so how about we associate the things that are coming up in our lives and give them some spiritual meaning potentially? It's Neptune. Oh, my internet is really bad. So, all right. And then, like I said, the Sun in Capricorn, trine Uranus in Taurus. Awesome. So Uranus right now is stationing at 23 degrees of Taurus. So because he's an outer planet, he doesn't do things fast. Change takes time. But in this sense, he is grinding so that he can station direct. All right, so that's the overall. All right, so these new foundations that we're building upon, Sun in Capricorn, you know, change can be really exciting. Uranus, and when we're applying that to our ideals and the things that we value and our self worth, Taurus, we could be excited. And because we're making these associations and able to connect with them so that we're learning the lessons, you know, um, change is always just what it is. It's change. How easy do you accept change is more of the thing, when you're open and receptive to new things. It's like when you decide that you're going to change your diet or you're going to start exercising. It takes like 12 weeks before people start to notice. It takes a good couple of weeks before you start to notice, but it's consistency. All right. So in this thing, we're like, yay, change. I want my future to look different and brighter and more exciting, but it doesn't happen instantly. All right, so let's just have a look at the moon. All right, so this morning, 9 a.m., moon trine Venus in Pisces. Beautiful. All right, moon in Cancer. All right, so, absolutely beautiful feels around. Because it's a full moon, though, maybe we can add some compassion to the things that we see coming up around us. All right. Now, the moon is also trine Saturn, and that's at 6:30 p.m. So there's another of that consistency. It's just discipline, dedication, consistency. And when you're just like easing into change, that consistency is just one step at a time. That's just, that whole the journey of a lifetime or the journey of 1,000 miles takes one step to start, or, fill in any of those analogies. I'm sure you know quite a few. So there is that as well. So that's at 6:30 p.m. Now, in between 1 p.m. and 1 a.m., so there's that 12-hour period, the moon is going to be square Chiron. All right. So here's another one where I keep saying things are getting exposed. All right. So Chiron is looking for the wound. Chiron himself is eternally wounded. He got the, I can't remember who he took it off. There was a god he took it off. Balder. I'm thinking of the Norse god Balder. Everybody loved him. Yeah, see, his wound was mistletoe. Anyway, they're all just blending into one. Anyway, Chiron took the eternal wound off one of the other gods. Good morning, Elizabeth. And this is that Chiron. What is that essential wound? What is that long standing wound that you have? What is the pattern that keeps coming up for you? All right. They're the things that are being exposed that need to be worked on, loved, cleaned, and then just, embraced as a life lesson. These things aren't always your fault. Sometimes they are just karmic. Sometimes they are just past and future life lessons manifesting in this current reality. I was listening to some quantum physics spiritual stuff yesterday, and it was just like so juicy. So, if we take ourselves out of our mundane everyday lives and just with a curiosity inquire to the larger potentials in our life, like those larger concepts that we sort of get, but we don't really get. Anyway, I know that even that was just a little bit lofty. So, yeah, so get ready for things to start shaking. And, it's the things that you've been refusing to look at that are going to be unstable. So when you look at them, they all automatically settle down because then you can do something about them. When you own them as just something, not something that is out to get you or out to hurt you, but a pattern that is re-emerging because you haven't quite grasped its essential meaning, then, it's easier. See you later to let go of things. All right, so yeah, pay attention to what gets exposed, hard truth or blatant lie. Just be ready. Now, there isn't. Oh, the sun is coming up to conjunct Pluto. There is that hard truth or blatant lie that is potentially going to be exposed. All right, so the sun is changing things with that Uranus. It's also coming up to oppose Mars. All right, so we're going to have Sun opposition Mars soon while it's coming up to conjunct Pluto. So there's definitely some shifts and changes in the air, and depending on your, you know, that Mars Pluto, just be aware, just be aware. And then there's also the square to Hydrea. Now, now, all right, so Hydrea is starting to play a bigger part in this. I did a blog yesterday. What day is it? Hang on, let me have a look. Yeah, I did a blog about Pluto square Hygieia, and I can't remember. I think it might be like the third week in February. Anyway, it's in orb now. All right. So what does this mean? I've grasped onto it because I love it. All right. So Pluto in Aquarius square Hygieia in Aries is literally the story of that guy that went and shot the health insurance CEO. All right, that health insurance CEO and those corporations are just there within the guise of helping you and your medical issues. But really, it's about funding the corporate lifestyles of these people that when you go to claim, they're like, oh no, sorry, that's not included, and that's not included, and that's not included. And especially in America, these people are in so much debt because they're in a sick care system. It's not healthcare, it's sick care. They want you to go and hook into big pharma so that they can make their profits. Anyway, that guy was in so much pain, and it's not even proven yet that it was that guy. So, that guy was like, I've had enough. You are ruining my life. My life is ruined anyway, so I'm going to ruin yours. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, this Pluto Hygieia is literally Hygieia saying, take control of your own health. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can't do, obviously. Sometimes we do need the everyday healthcare system to help us through some things. But that aspect is about completely owning your healthcare on the daily basis and doing every single thing that you can do that is within your power. All right. So it's trying to get freedom from a system that doesn't support you anyway. This Pluto in Aquarius. Oh, good morning, Alicia and Heather. Alicia. um, it is completely about taking back your power, doing all the things that you can do in this moment to make sure that you don't need to go to those people that don't have your back. They don't. It's proven. Especially like the California. My heart goes out to, all the people in LA and California. There was so much evidence that this was something that was going to happen. And, those people, I was listening to them yesterday about how all the governor and all the people that run, the lady that runs the system about the water reservoirs. The water reservoirs were empty because of a fish. We see it everywhere. I know in Tasmania it's the same. They're not doing backburning because of I don't know, a little creature, which, you know, save the creatures, absolutely. But when it comes at the cost of houses and people, it's like, there are so many traditional measures that can be done. Just clearing sensible boundaries. The insurance companies, they stopped fire insurance 3 months before these fires broke out. No water, no insurance. It was a perfect storm, and unfortunately that's what's happened. I know that Tasmania is not looking the greatest when they put up, the charts about, this could happen here, there, and everywhere. It could happen everywhere. It could happen everywhere. Yeah, yep, absolutely, Amanda. Yeah, we're, and then those meds that you're on, it changes you so completely that you're then reliant on them. Anyway, again, I'm not saying don't go to those systems. I'm just saying maybe, what can you do in this moment that can support your health for yourself. That's it. Again, I'll come down off my soapbox. I just think that, we have to move away from a system that we are trying to trust the people that are in power. Those people they don't deserve our trust. All right, they've proven time and time again that they don't have our best interests at heart. They have their pockets at heart, and that's it. All right. Today I feel like a tarot, not a dream weaver. I feel like I'm on a little bit of a soapbox today. So, and that is probably because, we've got that full moon growing. It is like literally 12 hours away or 13 hours away. And, it's exposing a lot of family dynamics and patterns. So, and it's also conjunct Mars, all right? So there's potentially going to be a lot of anger at the injustice, all right? You just heard me talking about the injustice, all right? So, there's a lot of things happening all at once. So self-care, that's something. Good morning, Sally. That's something that you absolutely have control over in every day, is what is best for me right now. You know, again, mothers do it all the time. Mothers, people with small children, you must look after yourself. If you don't have the capacity to give everything that you can to those small people, you're both, you're running yourself into the ground, and you're also not giving them a good role model. You've got to look after yourself. So, and there's a lot of other stuff about deconditioning. All right, we have been conditioned to believe and act in certain ways, and there's a lot of stuff in the air going. It might not be comfortable, but you are deconditioning yourself and trying to recondition what is good for you. All right, okay. So the card that is coming today is this one, obviously. Oh, we had this the other day. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. All right, there is so much inspiration around. And, just like she's got one flame in her hand, today's one was pay attention to what is exposed. All right, hard truth or blatant lie. Okay, so you know this one, she's, you know, there is both that spark of inspiration, but when we the only word coming in is misconstrue, or you know, we don't, I don't know, we misinterpret what the universe is trying to tell us. We often do it because we have a belief system, we have a pattern. You know, I was just listening to Joe Dispenza this morning, and I just you know, it was just perfect time to just be reminded, you know, like, pay attention to the thoughts, pay attention to the things in your mind, and question everything. All right, so you know, there is so much inspiration around her, and it's about, or for me, right, that this is choosing the most valuable one, and you know, going with that. Focus on what grounds you as well. Capricorn Sun, Cancer Moon, but that Uranus in Taurus, you know, that's that pivot point. That those things that are absolutely of value. All right, the things that you are rebuilding your foundations upon. You know, question all of that. So that's me, guys. Wow, that was a long one. I feel very Cancerian moon, very on my soapbox. So I hope you all have an amazing day. Just get prepared for that full moon tomorrow in Cancer. Like I said, it's nice and early. But yeah, there's going to be things exposed, and they're going to be feely things, you know? So just wrap yourself in a lovely Cancerian blanket, hang out with family and friends that nurture you, and just, you know, there are some beautiful things around. So, mwah.